Over near the outside now, Buck Henry has moved in and Thorn Boy is going to be the last to move in. Comedy Rain is also away from line now, coming up into the stalls. This might be coming out here, Thorn Boy. Stand by. Hello. 12:20, thank you. 12 Thorn Boy is a late scratching, taken out at 12:20. Number 12 Thorn Boy, a late withdrawal, taken out at 12:20. Bookmakers, please rule a line. Betting announcement to follow the running of the race. Thorn Boy, the late withdrawal. 9 running now. They're off and racing on their journey. Flaxman Flyer down near the inside. Arnie Canali, Mr. Lightfoot away well. Away fast too is Comedy Rain as they're about to measure the first of 11 hurdles. Oh, gee, nearly went down Comedy Rain. Came back and checked backdrop and Sir Macwin. And as they settle fully now, that was actually Carrier Till, I beg your pardon. Carrier Till who made that mistake. And going up on the outside, it's Comedy Rain in similar colours to race to the lead. So it's Comedy Rain now from Flaxman Flyer. On the outside is Buck Henry. A length and a half to Carrier Till, who's recovered to be up 4th on the outside as they leap this. A length further back then came Mr. Lightfoot on the inside, and once Sir Macwin, Arnie Canali, Brush with Fame, and Backdrop had dropped out to be last of all after meeting some interference in the early part. As they make their way out of the straight, the first 3 are behind them, and Comedy Rain is the leader out to the riverside, about a length clear. In second placing over on the outside there is Buck Henry. A length to Flaxman Flyer, lobbing along 3rd on the inside. A length then to Brush with Fame, who's gone up to 4th. Carrier Till is 5th. A length Mr. Lightfoot, a length and a half Sir Macwin Backdrop, with Arnie Canali at the back of the field. At the first on the riverside now, all jumping it well, and the leader Comedy Rain. Buck Henry second, a length away. Flaxman Flyer 3rd. Brush with Fame 4th, tracking out a little wide around Carrier Till. Mr. Lightfoot down on the rail, and they're followed then by Backdrop starting a run around the outside of Sir Macwin, well away from the pace today as they leap this one with Arnie Canali a length away last of all. Comedy Rain out to the 1600, leads by a length and a quarter. Buck Henry second outside Flaxman Flyer, who's enjoying a good run, although inclined to pull a fraction over on the inside. They're being followed then by Carrier Till, Brush with Fame tracking out wide, and over on the inside Mr. Lightfoot being trailed by Backdrop, who's going forward now. Well back is Sir Macwin and 2 lengths to Arnie Canali. Over the next hurdle they go. Comedy Rain about a half in front. Buck Henry second. A length and a half away. Brush with Fame, who's gone up to 3rd. Flaxman Flyers ahead away 4th. Carrier Till is 5th. And then Backdrop. Oh, Brush with Fame hit it. Sir Macwin got checked and lost ground very sharply there. Mr. Lightfoot is a good way back on his inside, and last 3 away Arnie Canali. At the 1,000 metres, the 3rd last hurdle looming in their sights now. And the leader Comedy Rain just in front of Buck Henry. Backdrop moved up to 3rd, a length and a half away, with Flaxman Flyers still there on the rail and Brush with Fame. Then a length Sir Macwin, followed by Mr. Lightfoot, hard written down on the inside. Carrier Till's dropped out the last there in company with Arnie Canali as they came to the corner. On the inside, Comedy Rain, a narrow leader at the 600 from Buck Henry. Brush with Fame's moved up to 3rd, and Flaxman Flyer still there 4th the inside. Then Sir Macwin and Backdrop as they corner, and they're clear of Mr. Lightfoot, Arnie Canali, with Carrier Till having dropped out last. Comedy Rain into the straight, comes down towards the second last. Flaxman Flyer's getting the run on the inside of him. Comedy Rain from Flaxman Flyer. Brush with Fame wider out. Buck Henry just battling along, and then Backdrop. Arnie Canali's putting himself in the picture, and Mr. Lightfoot on the inside. Flaxman Flyer clipped over the last and went away with a couple of lengths lead on them now. Flaxman Flyer leads from Comedy Rain, and then a good battle for 3rd, but with 100 to go, Flaxman Flyer nicely clear, beautifully ridden by Craig Durden, and Flaxman Flyer went on to win by 2 lengths. Comedy Rain 2nd. Arnie Canali got up for 3rd. Brush with Fame 4th, covered a bit of ground. Then Mr. Lightfoot, followed by Backdrop, Sir Macwin. Buck Henry dropped right out of it, and Carrier Till was last to greet the judge. Late scratching was Thorn Boy at the barrier at 12:20, and victory here for the well-tried number 3 Flaxman Flyer, ridden by Craig. Coming up now, Tuanella moved in. Madame Chloe took up the outside barrier, so they're set to run. Light flashing, 1100, set race 2. Line looks okay. All clear through, they're away. Katie Dugar began okay next to Raise the Play. Over on the outside, beginning quickly too, is Madam Chloe, and showing plenty of speed is Mukatan, and not too far away Adina Lass. They're all going to come to the grandstand side, including Black Widow, who's working away across the field, and Here for Glory also bounded away quickly as they settle fully now at the 700 metres, and it's Mukatan near the outside rail. Here for Glory heading it off now with a narrow lead, and just behind them is Black Widow. Right behind it, Katie Jugar in a pretty good position, being followed by Countback close to the middle of the track, and then 8 Guineas. They were being trailed by Adina Lass, who's now under pressure and losing ground from Raise the Play. Tuanella and Fairy Dane working towards the middle of the track. Madam Chloe dropped out, and Hoochie Mama's last of all at the 350 metre mark now. Here for Glory on the outside, being tackled by Countback, who's near the middle of the track, and Katie Jugar. These two have raced up and gone to the lead. It's Countback and Katie Jugar together. On the outside, Here for Glory, Countback and Katie Jugar. There's nothing between them with 50 metres to go. Countback, Katie Jugar. Countback just has the nose in front, and Countback's won it from Katie Jugar in a photo. 3 lengths away third, Here for Glory, and then Raised to Play. Hoochie Mama made some ground. Fairy Dane just behind them, and they were trailed in then by Madam Chloe, and further back in the field to finish was Tuanella. Then came 8 Guineas and Mukatan, which tied badly. So did Adina Lass, and Black Widow dropped out to run last after crossing the field from the inside. Judge might call for the photo here. Countback has kicked very, very strongly on the inside the line. All in. Light flashing, 1,000 metres to journey. Racing now. Manahill out fairly on the outside. Melnamuka hard ridden. Away quickly too is Checkmore, and Radiant Sword came away well, and just behind them is Almighty Yellow and Pharaoh's Dance. Settling after going about 250 metres now. Melnamuka over near the outside is the leader. They're going to stay away from the fence here. It's Melnamuka in front of Checkmore in the red colours second. Just behind it Radiant Sword, and they're followed then by, just behind these horses over in the red blinkers is Manahill. He's being followed by Mile Run and Almighty Yellow, and Pharaoh's Dance last of all by the 400. Melnamuka is the leader. From Checkmore, Almighty Yellow. Radiant Sword, the middle of the track. Manahill is right on the outside rail now, nearing the 200 metre mark. And Almighty Yellow's moved up to Checkmore. Melnamuka struggling, so is Manahill over on the outside rail. Radiant Sword is fighting on well with Pharaoh's Dance. It's Almighty Yellow and Checkmore fighting it out at the moment. Almighty Yellow and Checkmore from Pharaoh's Dance. Almighty Yellow just with the head in front, and a 5-way go. Almighty Yellow wins it from either Pharaoh's Dance and Radiant Sword close up on the inside. They were trailed by Melnamuka, who battled it out well with Checkmore, and then Manahill, who struggled in the wet, and Mile Run dropping out last. Almighty Yellow, number 10, in a real drive to the start, has got the money. We've got one that stayed in the gates. Oh, Spirit Breaker hasn't taken part in the race. Spirit Breaker stood in the gates and is coming back with the clerk of the course now, so hold all tickets there. Just about right as Cadogan completed the lineup, and they stand up race 4 at Flemington, set to go and away. Cadogan missed it about 1.5 lengths on the outside. Free Gold bounded away quickly. Donny Brasco and Provocateur right up on the pace today, just behind them in the early part. Curtifure and Supreme Grinder are going forward, and Cadogan, after a slow start, is booting up as well as they settle fully. And it's Curtifure in front, 2 lengths to Cadogan, 2 lengths Supreme Grinder, 1.5 lengths to Free Gold, and neck to Donny Brasco. They were closely being followed by Provocateur over on the rails with 1,000 Reasons around it. Also on the improved Key to My Dreams, but caught wide, and then came Metallic, who sits outside Provocateur. 1.5 lengths Don Arch being trailed by Insanity, Royal Africa 2, Bold Bard and Andra Stad. About 1,100 metres to go now, and Curtifure is a narrow leader. 1,000 Reasons had moved up second, and Key to My Dreams is trapped out third. A length off them in fourth place in Cadogan. Free Gold with a good run, 50 inside, and they're trailed by Donny Brasco. 3/4 away Supreme Grinder, a length Metallic, Provocateur, and neck away his inside, then Don Arch. 1 Insanity, Bold Bard, Royal Africa towards the tail as they went by the 800 metres, and Ondrastad. 1,000 Reasons doing some work. It moved up on the outside of Curtifure. Cadogan is right behind them third, and Key to My Dreams off the track. Free Gold just behind these horses, followed then by Supreme Grinder, Donny Brasco. Metallic taking off has been pushed very wide as they enter the straight now, and then Provocateur, who's sticking to the inside. Curtifure's kicked back at the 400 to go to the lead again. Free Gold, after a beautiful run, is coming out after him, and they were clear clear then of Metallic and Provocateur coming through on the inside from Supreme Grinder, and then Don Arch and Donny Brasco. Free Gold and Curtifew at the clock tower together, about 3 lengths in front of Metallic and Donny Brasco the outside. Free Gold gets the upper hand from Curtifew, then Donny Brasco. Free Gold about 3/4 in front and holds Curtifew, and Free Gold beat Curtifew by half a length. Donny Brasco 2 lengths away third, then Metallic and Bold Bard, followed by Supreme Grinder, Don Arch, and next in was 1,000 Reasons. Provocateur struggled. Next Ondrastad being trailed then by Insanity. Dropping out of it was Cadigan, and a long break to Royal Africa, and back last over the line, Key to My Dreams. Free Gold, after a beautiful ride by Damien Oliver, has been able to get up and down Curtis. Happy Forest to come in. Front runner with an awkward gate to overcome here on the outside. Moved in, so the field is now set to go. Hula's Boy the inside. All clear through. 1,400 and they're away and racing. Good Dispatch too. Hula's Boy jumped well on the inside. Hard to Lee began fast. Happy Forest zooming across from an outside gate, cut them over and led easily, and Happy Forest went away 3. Dr. Livingston, Hard to Lee, and just behind them Van der Haar settling fourth, and Jiver came across quickly. He's going towards the front. Crystal Academy is going forward as well. In behind them is Prospero, middle of the field, followed by Gold Karam as they go by the 1,000 metres. Back behind them is Mercatus a good way back, so is Storm Edition over on the outside. One of the last there as they came up the side of the course is Lynx towards the tail end, and all tanked up as about third last as they came up the side of the track. And the leader is Happy Forest, a length and a half in front. Jiver is second. Hard to Lee is now back in third placing, being closely followed then by Dr. Livingston and Crystal Academy on the outside as they swing the corner. And they were trailed then as they enter the straight by Gold Karam, swinging around the home turn now and down by the 500 metre mark. And Happy Forest is in front of Jiver, Crystal Academy. Prospero running on, and Le Mans is back behind those in the cerise colours, with Van der Haar getting a run along the inside at the 300 metres, and Jiver just the leader. Prospero's coming after him. Jiver from Prospero, and Van der Haar coming through solidly along the inside. 150 to go, and Van der Haar's moved up and gone to the lead over Jiver and Prospero. Van der Haar's about a half, 3/4 in front, and Van der Haar wins it by a long neck on the line to Jiver second, third Prospero, and then came Storm Edition making ground near the inside from well back, followed further back in the field then by Lynx, who came from last with the run, and then Happy Forest and Le Mans, trailed by Dr. Livingston, Mercatus. Well back in the field is Hilda's Boy, Crystal Academy, all tanked up. Gold Karam and Hard to Lee back last of all. Van der Haar breaking a run of placings with a good win written by Dale Smith. Number 5, Van der Haar. 1,100. Line looks good. Gifted ground on the inside. Racing, Crystal Finale began pretty well. Away fast as Happy Choice. Storm Strike got away well over towards the outside too, and just behind them JV's Boy and Japungal. Kelshiki working across with After Class. Waterloo Bridge going forward. Gifted Ground coming across to be in about the middle of the track. Behind it Warrabinder and his dog Raver at the 650 metres, and they're virtually right across the track here. Very hard to find the leader. Perhaps it's After Class, well away from the rail. In the blue cap out there with him Crystal Finale and Kelshiki. Storm Strike closer to the outside rail with Japungal. Gifted Ground and Waterloo Bridge aren't too far away, tracking down the middle of the track in front of Caravan, JV's Boy. Warrabinder's on the far side, closest to the flat side rail, in company with his dog Raver. It's Crystal Finale and Kelshiki as they get to the 200 metre mark, the 2 leaders from Waterloo Bridge, and now is Happy Choice hooking over the heels to make ground. Crystal Finale and Kelshiki from Happy Choice. It's Crystal Finale getting the upper hand though, starts to draw away from Kelshiki and Waterloo Bridge, and Crystal Finale beats Kelshiki a little more than a length, and Waterloo Bridge is third, and then came Happy Choice with a gap behind them. Storm Strike, After Class, his dog Rover and Warrabinder, and then a break in the field to JV's Boy, Gifted Ground, and well back is Canavan, and back last was Japungal. Punters getting it dead right on that occasion. Crystal Finale, ridden by Patrick Payne, was too good. The deeper into the race, the better he looked, and he pulled away to win comfortably on the post from Vita Con Dios moved up and completed the line-up, and now they're away and racing immediately. And one of the first to bound out here is Ron on the outside. Sempre Bene getting away fast on the rails with Global Warning. Thread Needles away nicely. Bold Impulse is booting forward too as they came down towards the post the first time. Sempre Bene led, Bold Impulse is second. Ron is deep out in third. Global Affairs on the rails and a length to Thread Needles settling fifth at the turn out of the straight. Good pace here. About 3 lengths Vita Con Dios, followed by Boundary Boy. Over on the outside then as they leave the straight as Foxman, a couple to Impy, True Response, and they were trailed then by Flying Voodoo and Regal Royal, a length and a half away last as they go out towards the 2,000 metres. And Sempre Bene made play. She's a length and a quarter Bold Impulse. Global Affair a half length away third, a length to Ron and 3 lengths to Thread Needle, 2 lengths to Vita Con Dios, a length and a half to Foxman, 1 Boundary Boy. They're followed by Impy and further back True Response, followed by Flying Voodoo and 2 lengths to Regal Royal by the 1,800 metres, and Sempre Bene setting a good solid tempo, a little more than a length. Bold Impulse second and Global Affair is third. Ron enjoying a beautiful run fourth on the pace, 3 lengths to Thread Needle, a length Vita Con Dios, and then Foxman away from the rails. Boundary Boy midfield or worse on the fence, being followed then by Impy, True Response, Flying Voodoo, and back last is Regal Royal. Out to the 1,400 metres, and Sempre Bene still made play. She's a length in front of Bold Impulse, 2 lengths to Global Affair and ahead to Ron, 3 or 4 lengths to Thread Needle, 2 lengths Vita Con Dios, half a length to Foxman and 2 to Boundary Boy, another length in the field to Impy, being followed 2 lengths away True Response, Flying Voodoo, and a length to Regal Royal. 1,100 to go, there's been no change. Sempre Bene still putting them down 3/4 clear. Bold Impulse second, Ron moving up third outside Global Affair. 3 lengths further back is Thread Needle, another 4 lengths to Foxman outside Vita Con Dios, 2 Impy, Boundary Boy, a length and a half further back then is True Response on the inside as they came down the side of the course. Regal Royal back last at the 800 metre mark, Flying Voodoo next to last. Sempre Bene led before the turn, Bold Impulse second, Ron moving up on the outside, Global Affair down on the rail. Couple of lengths to Thread Needle under the whip at this point. From Foxman, Vita Con Dios, Impy, Boundary Boy, Flying Voodoo and Regal Royal as they swing the corner. Sempre Bene came away from the fence but led. Ron coming after it from Global Affair. Vita Con Dios tracks a course through along the inside to challenge now, and then came True Response starting to close out wider. At the 300, Vita Con Dios got up and took the lead. Boundary Boy's coming right through on the rail. True Response with its run down the outside. Vita Con Dios in front at the 200 metres. True Response trying to reach him. Boundary Boy on the inside, then Run. Vita Con Dios 100 out. Hold True Response. Boundary Boy at bay, and it's Vita Con Dios breaking a long drought by 2 to True Response. Boundary Boy third, and then Run. Regal Royal from last, and then Foxman, Sempre Bene. Global Affair next in, followed by Impy, and then Thread Needle, Bold Impulse and Flying Voodoo. Damien Oliver getting the best from Vita Con Dios. His first win since February 98. Number 5. But it's heading away from the gates at this point, so it might well be coming out. Stand by for an announcement here. Starter is on the platform now. Yes, it's coming out. Here's the announcement coming through now. Hello? Yes. Yes. 4:34 Vets Advice. Thank you. Indigo rain out at 4:34 on Vets Advice. Bookmakers, please rule a line. Substitute is number 4, Eula Goodnight, and they're set to go. Racing now. Eula Goodnight got away very well down towards the inside, and Nazmar was away well too. Alexi's going forward. Dion up there as well. As they settle down, Dion taking over the running early. At the 1,200 metres, drill about a length and a quarter clear from Alexi. Speedway Girl rushing up quickly, gets into second now. Nazmar fourth, the rail one, Beja Floor. Eula Goodnight midfield, the fence from No Place. Lava Lady drifting a good way back past 1,000 metres. She's third from last, being followed by Mountain Princess and Glove Puppet. Dion led 3/4 Speedway Girl at the 800, a length and a half Alexi outside Nazmar. One further back Beja Floor tracking 3 deep around the outside of No Place and Eula Goodnight the rail. One Lava Lady, Mountain Princess and Glove Puppet last as they neared the corner. Dion at the 600 led Speedway Girl. Alexi pushed along, and so too is Nazmar. They're followed by Beja Floor. Eula Goodnight hugging the rails as they corner from No Place, Mountain Princess. Lava Lady's under the whip and has been passed by Glove Puppet. In the straight Night, Dion led from Speedway Girl. Alexi and Beja Floor wide are out. Eula Good Night is still making ground along the inside and coming home well. At the 300 metres now, Beja Floor wide out. Eula Good Night closer to the inside. Lead Speedway Girl and Alexi, and then No Place. Eula Good Night with 150 to go, moved up to Beja Floor. Alexi in the middle. Eula Good Night about a length in front, holding Alexi. Beja Floor in the last little bit. She's drifting out wide, Eula Good Night, but she'll get there. Eula Good Night, 3/4 Beja Floor, and Alexi, who got tightened up. Then Glove Puppet from last, from Speedway Girl, No Place. Mountain Princess Dion, a gap to Nasmo, and a long last was Lava Lady. Eula Good Night's taken out the last, ridden by Darren Gauci, beating Beja Floor second, and Alexi in third place.